Hey everyone, and welcome to season 2 of Linking to the Afterlife. This season will continue with our soul existence readings and connecting with your loved ones in spirit. We will also be adding a few organic chats with friends and episodes explaining more about communicating with the afterlife. If you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, see the show notes. Thanks for listening. Good morning, Ashley. How are you today?
I'm amazing, Donna. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us and for allowing this to happen.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so we're going to do a soul story, which are very interesting. I think I'm the only one that has coined that phrase right now. Soul story, which is basically a piece of you, piece of your soul standing in the wings, just going, "Oh, I have something to tell her. I need her to know this." And that's what I'm going to pick up on. Got it?
Got it.
Great. So we're going to close our eyes together and just take a breath or two in through the nose and out through the mouth, breathing in and exhaling, letting go of everything we brought before this moment. And taking another breath in and exhaling, opening the heart and opening the mind. State out loud, Ashley, I am open to receive.
I am open to receive.
Fabulous. Let's open our eyes now. And Ashley, just state your first name for me and the phrase, "It's a beautiful day."
Ashley, it's a beautiful day.
Thank you. The first thing I see, this is a great image. I've had this image before, and it all depends on what you're doing in the image. And it's a piece of your soul standing in a field, spreading seeds. And that's a metaphor for, living your life, spreading seeds, spreading joy, spreading, okay, I'm going to spread these seeds and people will watch them grow and I will watch them grow. Kind of just a confirmation for you, Ashley, that the sort of person you are, you freely give of yourself and allow others to watch the growth as it happens. Would that be true, Ashley?
That is incredibly true. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And then I see you because there's got to be something she wants to tell you. Otherwise, she wouldn't be standing here with us, right? So, there's something, however, right? That's coming. However, I'll say, as she stands there, this piece of your soul standing there, she's looking at the ground, looking at the seeds and saying, wait a minute, why aren't they all growing? Why aren't they all just receiving this sunlight, this rain, this beauty, this love? Why? Ashley, would you agree that
Uh,
sometimes you might have that challenge?
yeah, that resonates in an incredibly deep way for me.
So I know you're new, you've heard some of the podcasts, but you're new to this whole soul story thing, but you get now how this is going.
Yes. My heart chakra is just like bursting right now with some sort of energy. It's hitting deep.
Yay. Okay. So you're open, ready to receive. Woohoo.
Yeah, I am.
Let's see what else she has to say. She's a little sad. Like I see her in this cute little dress. Do you remember the dresses? Wow, this is taking me back. It's a skirt. It's a one piece, but the top piece is like a jumper front and it's got straps. So you'd have to wear a shirt underneath it. I don't know what that's called. And I want to feel it's kind of like school uniform type vibe. But that's what she has on. Are you imaging what I'm saying?
Yes, I had quite a few of those growing up, and my daughter now wears mine. I still have them. You're always so amazing with that.
Okay, we don't know why she's showing up, but I'll assume, let me give you an age range that she's in. I'm looking at 7, 8, 9, where she's wearing this. What do you call it? Do you call it a jumper? Do you call it a romper? Do you call it,
Yeah, I think it's like a jumper.
but it's got a bib in front. but you still have to wear a
Yeah.
shirt underneath because it's open, right? And put the skirt is there.
Hmm.
It's cute. It's not, it's cute. It's cute. But I just feel youngest, right? She's young. And I almost feel black and white too. Like she's viewing things as black and white. So if this doesn't happen, then the opposite is this. There's like no gray area for this young girl. Do you remember, Ashley, during that age where something might have happened where it kind of put you in that mode of, oh, well, if it's not good, then it's bad. If it's not right, then it's wrong.
Yes, that was exactly who I was during that time.
And you know, Donna, me speaking now, that I don't fall for that, good or bad. There's always a gray area. There's always just let's be content with what is. But this little girl, this piece of your soul that's outstanding, right? She's outstanding literally in a field, needing something from you now. And that's what we're going to go into. Okay. So that piece of you is the adult in front of me now, and the little girl, that piece. It's inner child work, soul story, inner child work. Got it?
I got it.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So she's still standing there. I'd like to see her walk a little bit, but let's see what she has to say. Still standing there looking at the field. She keeps throwing seeds out in the same spot. And I'm like in my head going, I don't know what that's proven. You got to walk along and throw seeds in other areas. But in that moment where she's throwing all those seeds, she's like wondering, I feel like nothing's growing now. And can you understand why, Ashley, nothing's growing in front of her right now?
I can. I
Do
can.
you want to
Yeah.
give us a one-liner on what you think?
There was a lot of loneliness and sadness, and expectations put on me during that time in my life, and I just didn't have the opportunity to grow what I wanted to, because my responsibility and my emotional welfare were not my own.
So you can see how she's stuck there.
Yeah, very much so.
Although this is a big image, what I'm seeing, and I got a feeling we're going to do some work with this girl because that's how these work. But you, as the adult sitting in front of me right now, can you see how that could relate to anything that's happening in your life now? Any sort of, underlying challenges that you might have that stemmed from this moment in time?
Yes, I definitely can. How can I phrase it? I am going through a period where I am finding it overwhelming to relate to other people, and overwhelming to kind of balance my own needs with the needs that I am responsible for. And it's definitely, especially in the last few weeks, impacted my mental well-being. And so this is connecting huge for me, that these kind of feelings are coming up as related to things that happened during that age, and why I might have an issue balancing and relating.
This is good. This is really good. In a world of no good, bad, right, or wrong. This is intriguing because I feel what you just said. I can feel that. I can sense that. And the lesson, what's the lesson? What's the message? We can find great comfort now that she's willing to show up and say, look, there's this piece of you that's still hanging and not understanding. And it's present now in this part because we're still viewing things as black and white. People are either this or they're that. I need to do this or that. There is a lot of gray area because in that this or that, there's judgment. In that good or bad, there's judgment. But in the gray area, oh, this is good. I've never said this before. In the gray area, there's allowing. There's allowing people to be this side or that side, in front or in back, it doesn't matter. But for the person viewing it, which would be you, for the person feeling it and receiving it, the gray area is freeing. The gray area is saying to my soul, hey, I think I can allow this. Is that okay? And your soul's like, yeah, it's okay. Allow that all to be around you and not view it as good, bad, right, wrong. How's that sound, Ashley?
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head. I always thought that I existed in the gray area of the world, but with you just saying that, I've come to realize that while I view the world in a gray area, I view myself in a black and white. And I don't give myself the same consideration that I give the world and everything else to exist in a gray area. I see myself as being good or being bad.
That is something I could say resonates with me deeply also, because ultimately we sit with ourselves. Ultimately, this little girl in the field, she's by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my knowing that I feel more content when I sit in the gray area, because in the gray area, there's no judgment. Not for me and not for anyone around me. But I also understand that I'm alone in that gray area most of the time. And it doesn't mean that people don't hear me, see me, sense me. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that in my inner work, I'm alone. No matter how much we can state to someone else, this is how I'm feeling, that person doesn't feel what I feel. A person could understand it, could have empathy, but doesn't understand this is the way I feel right now. And then it's very hard to express that. So I like the gray area now, because in my head, the gray area is really smoky gray. And like I'm moving my hands right now, it feels more flowy. It feels more freeing. It feels more, look, I can move my arms here. But if I look at my peripheral vision, which is the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, I get stuck there. I don't like that stuck place. I like the gray area. I could live in the gray area now. How's that sound?
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
So the question is, how do we do that?
Tell me.
Because everybody else listening is going right now, she's going to tell us, right? She's going to tell us how to do that. It's a constant practice. It's a continual practice. But now we have the awareness, okay? So we're going to give that awareness to this little piece of you that's still standing in the field. So we're going to do a little exercise now. You open to that?
I'm open to that.
Right. You can close your eyes if you like, or keep them open, depending how comfortable you are. Anybody else listening, if they're feeling stuck in this left, right, black, white, right, wrong, good, bad areas, you can do this exercise also. Ashley is sharing this for all of us, right, Ashley?
I am.
So we see this little girl. She's facing, if I'm her, I'm facing forward. So there's a big field in front of me. Big. There's no trees. It's not at the time of harvest, though. It feels very dry to me, this field. It feels very dry, meaning it's not green, which is what we said, because nothing's growing. It's not green. I feel we need to till the soil, though, because there are old remnants of what grew in the past. You know, that springtime where farmers start to till the soil and dig it up. I feel that needs to happen first. So see the little girl in her little jumper, and she has two little pockets in the front of the jumper that have seeds in them, but they're not filled with seeds. Because why? Because she poured them all out right in front of her, right in front of her. And nothing's growing because it was seed on top of seed on top of seed on top of seed. And the seeds are like, we're confused. What the heck's happening here? Can you see that image, Ashley?
Very clearly. Yeah.
Cool. So how do we get her to look up? Because she's just looking down at what's in front of her. Like, that's not even in front of her. Looking down is looking at her feet. That's not looking in front. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
But I see her looking down. So I feel we need to like kind of come up upon her. And I feel we're going to walk up from behind, not right or left. We're going to walk up behind her. Can we do that right now, Ashley? You good?
I'm good.
Okay, so the two of us, you're going to be the major character, and I may prompt you a little bit with some statements, but it's basically going to be you. We're going to walk up from behind, but we don't want to scare her. So we're going to start with something like, hello there.
Hello there.
and she stops what she's doing because there's a big part of her that just wants to put more seeds in the ground. And she doesn't turn around yet because she doesn't know where it's coming from. So let's say, hey there, we're behind you.
Hey there, we're behind you.
Let's put a little more oomph in that, Ashley, right? Let's try to give her like she's not freaked out by someone's coming up behind her. Hey there, we're behind you. Don't be afraid.
Hey there, we're behind you. Don't be afraid.
Okay. So now she's like takes her hands out of her pockets. She's getting some goosebumps on her legs. I can feel that now. And she turns. She's turning her whole body. I like that. I like that. She's turning her whole body and she's like, hey, who are you?
I'm you.
Well, what are you doing here?
We have some work to do. I'm here to help.
You going to help me plant seeds?
I'm going to help you plant the seeds properly. We want them to grow.
What have I been
Because,
doing wrong?
well, we've been planting them in a way that everything's just being piled up and you're not going to be growing all that you want and all that you desire. You're too focused on this one little area in front of you and you're not tending to them.
Is that wrong?
It's not that it's wrong, it's just not going to grow things.
Okay, so I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
And you're saying you could help me.
I can help you.
I feel a little stuck here, though. I feel like I haven't walked for a long time.
Do you want to take a walk?
Ooh, will you hold my hand?
Of course I will.
All right. All right. Ooh, my arms are getting goosebumps right now. Let's both go on both sides of her. You can take one hand, I'll take the other hand because I want to balance her out and tell her to look at what's coming.
I want you to look up. I want you to see what's coming.
It looks kind of blank out there, though. I'm kind of worried about that.
That's because we need to grow things. Once we
But
grow things, it'll start to appear.
but do you think, wait, I just feel there's nothing there. Is there anything there? I feel there's nothing there.
There's so much there.
I'm still kind of afraid. I don't know why. I'm afraid.
It's okay to be afraid.
Ask her if she trusts you, Ashley.
Do you trust me?
Well, I don't not trust you. I don't know who you are. I kind of feel we have a connection. So I'll say again, it's not that I don't trust you. She's very alert, very aware of what she needs and what she wants, right?
Yep.
So I guess what I'm saying is, all right, I trust you. Let's go. But what do you need me to do? I don't know what to do. I don't have any idea what to do.
Maybe we can figure that out together because I don't know if I know what to do yet either.
Okay. But if neither of us know what to do, and there's this huge open field, I don't have any more seeds left. Like my pockets are almost empty. Now what are we going to do? What are we going to spread?
Let's think about what we want. Think about what we want to grow. And maybe some new seeds are going to appear.
I like that question because I'll tell you, when I was standing there that whole time and nothing was growing, I didn't love myself. I felt like it was my fault.
Yeah, I understand that feeling. Maybe we can both learn to love ourselves together.
But what does love
Maybe,
look like? If love were in this field with us, or we are, I don't know. What does love look like in this field?
oh, in this field, it would be the brightest flowers with the sweetest smell. Everything would be so lush and green, and we would feel so safe amongst all of the beauty.
And maybe we don't need the seeds
Maybe we don't need the seeds.
because what I'm seeing right now is an awful lot of flowers.
Isn't it magical how that can happen once we start to heal our hearts a little bit?
That was quick. Wow. I can see now to this side and I can see to that side and I can see forward and I don't want to turn around again.
You don't have to turn around again. You can keep your head up and you can keep walking forward, and the flowers are going to be there.
You're going to have to help because I've been standing there a long time. My feet kind of hurt just from standing there a long time. You're going to have to help me a little bit more.
Okay, well, take my hand again and let's keep walking.
Do we need to water all these flowers?
We do. We do, but we're going to water them with that whole feeling of love that we talked about.
Does the sun keep shining on this field?
It does. Sometimes it goes away because sometimes the sun goes away, but it always comes back. It always rises again.
And can I take one with me? Can I take one of these flowers with me?
I think that's a great idea. It's going to help you always remember that feeling and that idea of safety and trust and knowing that the sun rises again.
I like the yellow ones. What's your favorite color?
Oh, it's so hard to choose. I think I feel partial to the bright pink right now.
Okay, do you have a scissors? Do you have something to cut them with?
I think we can just pull it off and it'll magically come off beautifully.
I want that one right there. I want that one. I'm taking that one.
Take it.
Let's keep walking. I feel good.
I'm glad. You deserve to feel good.
I still don't know who you are. I feel like you're going to have to explain some things to me going forward, but I trust you now.
I'm glad you trust me. I'm glad you trust me. You need someone to trust.
Do you feel like you could explain more to me in a bit? Not, you don't have to do it now, but can you explain more to me later as we keep walking?
Yeah, I'll tell you everything you need to know.
I'd like to know why I got stuck there in that one spot because I feel it wasn't, I feel like it just happened. I feel like I had no control over sitting there in that spot, standing there in that spot.
You got stuck, but it wasn't your fault. There were people around you that just didn't necessarily understand you, and they put unfair expectations on you, and they had their own stuff going on, and they just didn't notice that you were stuck. They just didn't notice it. It wasn't your fault.
I don't blame anybody though.
No, you don't. And you never will. You'll learn to understand why people allowed you to get stuck, but you're never going to blame them. You're never going to blame them. It's just not who you are.
Kind of takes us back to the beginning of this reading where the black and white, the blame, the judgment, and she was sitting in that gray area, not doing any of that. How's that feel, Ashley? How's it feel doing that work? How does your heart feel? And what do you think going forward can happen now?
While I have always known that I needed to do inner child work, I've always been very resistant to it because while I had a very happy childhood and I had a lot of love in my childhood, it wasn't easy at the same time. And I've been very afraid of going back there because of the feelings that I knew would come up just by the role that was placed on me at a very young age. And so it feels like a huge breakthrough has happened, knowing that I can do that inner child work and I can heal that inner child and go back and understand what happened to me and still come back to my conscious state here and be okay. And I know that it's going to pull some resistance away from kind of what's going on in my own children's lives now in healing my own inner child. It allows me to understand my own children better too, because I know that a lot of my mothering has been affected by not wanting to happen to them what happened to me. But I think that's where some of the black and white comes from in my own mothering. And, am I a good mother or am I a bad mother? Because I didn't want to put on them what I was carrying. But in order to not put on them what I'm carrying, I need to heal that.
That's beautiful. And congratulations. You just did inner child work.
Thank you. Thank you. It's, as I said, I've been so resistant of it because I've been so scared to go back there. yeah, I guess now we know why I dreamed that I did this podcast with you. I guess that was my inner child screaming out, to finally do the work.
Call Donna. This is the time.
Yeah.
So this whole, good mom, bad mom, and it's okay to be in between. It's okay to be an okay mom. I think that shift, because that's new paradigm thought, that shift of I am the shift now. I'm not going to let anybody tell me what's good and what's bad. I am okay. This is me. I am okay. And I'll do the work. When that work presents itself, I'm there for it. And I know for me as a mother, when my child was young, looking back now, the years that I struggled the most were the years that I struggled as that age, because it's the mirror. It's what children do. They hold that mirror up for us. And this little girl that presented herself this morning, she wasn't afraid. She was tired, but she wasn't afraid. She was very outspoken. She was very understanding. She was very open. We didn't have to coax her at all. We just said, let's go. And she's like, okay, I don't know who you are. I'm not sure. I don't trust you, but I'm going to go with you. And she did. So you got to give yourself credit for that, because that's you also. So you're going to learn as much from her as she's going to learn from you. It's not a one-way street. It's definitely let's work together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, wow. That was wild. I didn't expect that. It's always wild with you, Donna, but that was a whole other level.
That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. So, any closing thoughts now? Because she's still with you, she's still walking. You're going to keep talking to her until it gets integrated fully, where you both now, she could stay the same age or she could grow a little. You could spend as much time or as little time as you want with her. You could talk to her while you're driving in your car. It doesn't have to always be in the strict setting of meditation. You can do that work once you feel what you just felt now with her. You can do it anytime. I still talk to my little girls. I'm like, are we doing that again? Are we there again? Okay, come on back. Let's go over it again. So there's always an interaction going on, so they don't feel alone anymore. They're not standing out in the field, literally standing out in a field alone. You've just made
Yeah.
a beautiful connection. We've made.
And I can still feel her so present now that she's kind of been invited to work with me,
Exactly.
where I hadn't invited her before. And so I'm really looking forward to continuing that work. And it's funny, I didn't even realize when you said she was, 7, 8, 9. That's my daughter's age. And when you talked about, your own children holding up the mirror to you, and the fact that my daughter now wears that jumper that I saw in the vision at the exact same age, and and the amount of pressure that I put on myself as my daughter's mother to be for her who I didn't have for me. It's all becoming very, very clear now. Oh man, I love those synchronicities. That's just incredible.
And now bring in some yellow flowers, because that's what she loves. And that would help
Yes.
honor her also.
I don't usually grow yellow flowers, but I'm actually growing a ton of yellow flowers in my garden this year for the first time. And I never have. Like, I've always gone for like purples and pinks and stuff like that, but I have yellow flowers. Oh, like, you can't make this up.
I was just going to say that you cannot make this up. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. You did fabulous work. Your little girl did fabulous work also. And I know going forward, that field will continue to blossom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're incredible. I'm so grateful that we were able to do this because wow, it's hit deep. I can feel it in my very inner being. So thank you, Donna. You're amazing.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ashley, and for sharing and allowing other people to listen. Thank you.
Thank you.